Okay, we're going to call the special board meeting of the whole. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Carter?
Here.
Trustee Coleman?
Here.
Trustee Johnson?
Here.
Trustee Sapp? Here. Trustee Lee? Here.
Okay, presentation. Okay. All right, presentation, or a presentation of the ordinance establishing the office of the Inspector General for the Village of Sauk-Village.
I'd like to table this. I'm sure the next meeting.
Until the next Wednesday? Okay. All right, Trustee Sapp asked to have this table. Is there a second on that?
Second.
All right, and moved by Trustee Sapp, moved by Trustee Sapp, second by Trustee Williams. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Burns? Yes. Trustee Carter?
Yes.
Trustee Coleman?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp? Yes. Trustee Williams? Yes.
Is that it? All right, that motion is carried. Next one is the ordinance adopting section 2-182 of the municipal code of the Village of Sauk-Village regarding hiring procedures for village employees.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, this is the ordinance that's already on the presented for me, and it's just an added addition to all of those for hiring employees and the different protocols that need to be adopted in hiring.
Yeah, but that vote on it.
Yes, this is important.
Where did you have on your board meeting that you would be? I understand what it said. Where does it say that you will be taking action?
It's important in there.
Where did it say that you're taking action? Just the first time we're discussing
It
this.
says it in the
We're
motion.
discussing and voting on the issue. Okay, well, I think because this is the first time that I've seen this.
This is not the first time, Mayor Burgess,
No,
that you
I'm
have
telling you
seen.
this is the first time I've seen it.
No,
You
we
can't tell me what
have,
I-
excuse me, Mayor.
Oh, wait,
Excuse me,
hold on.
Mayor
First
Burgess.
of all,
I have the floor.
First of all,
Ask me a
I'm
question.
going to say this one time.
Excuse me, Mayor Burgess.
First of all,
Point of
say-
order, please.
First of
Point of
all,
order, sir. I had the
No, it's not a
floor.
point of order.
Point of order, sir. You asked me
Are
to
you going
explain.
to?
Point of order, sir. You asked me to explain this.
I ain't
ordinance.
asked you to explain.
Yes, you did. You asked me what it was, and it's up for discussion, and I was in the middle of discussion. So thank you. Again, this ordinance has been in committee 3 times already. Everyone got a copy of this ordinance in their mailbox over a month ago. So this ordinance has been discussed through committee. This ordinance has been given to everyone in their mailbox, and then everyone has another copy with their package tonight. That's how much this ordinance has been in committee.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, first of all, as I was trying to state, and I'm going to state this right now at the very beginning, if you do not, or anyone does not adhere to the board or to the chairman of the board when asked to, I'm going to either ask for a motion to adjourn or we're going to take a recess. We're not going to go back and forth. I'm talking. Thank you, I'm talking. Thank you. So, if that happens, this will be a quick meeting, because if you don't respect the chairman, then we're not going back and forth, number one. That's the first and foremost. The second thing is this ordinance was penned by the legislative attorney. I don't know when our attorney had a chance to look at it, if ever. So you can say that it's been out there for a while. I never got anything back from our attorney stating that it was okay or not okay. So it's still, as I'm concerned, in the stage of being reviewed by our attorney, which is the corporate attorney.
Excuse me.
So at this point, as I was just trying to state, and I will continue to state, I need to make sure that our attorney has had a chance to look over this. I keep saying our attorney. It is our attorney. It's the corporate authority's attorney. Get a chance to look over this, because there are some things that are in here that I don't think that the trustees should even be involved with. If it's going to be something that's going to be involved in hiring or wages or hire procedures, I don't see where our trustees are even qualified to do that. So until I can get something back from the lawyers stating that what's in here is okay, because as of right now, I don't think I even think our lawyers have seen it.
Okay, excuse me.
So I'm going to defer to Trustee Johnson. She had a hand up before you had yours.
Okay.
Trustee Johnson.
My statement is this. These are supposed to be voting items. It doesn't say a motion to approve on none of these action items. So how are we supposed to vote if it's not saying a motion to approve on here? So it's typed up wrong.
Is that all you have, Trustee?
Yes.
Okay. Back to Trustee. We're only going to discuss each topic twice by each trustee. I'm going to put that out there now. So this is your second time, Trustee.
I don't know. You said you were going to start at the end, and Trustee Coleman had
She had her hand up, you had yours up, then he put his up again.
Okay.
So this will be your second, this will be your second time.
Actually, Mr. Mayor, and I think I saw it, I was hoping you saw me while she was talking, you looking in her direction. I placed my
Your
hand
first
up.
time, okay, Trustee Coleman. Go ahead.
May I? Thank you. The official notice that we presented to all that are here, it's an official notice, a notice regarding a special need for a committee of whole, which there is no voting to be done. We're here to discuss it. And since we're here to discuss it, I mean, do we need the approval or a review by an attorney to even discuss these matters?
Okay, I'm hearing two different things.
Well, I'm looking at
One person just stated that they wanted to vote on this. Now, and I said the same thing, that it should be discussed and given to our attorneys, and you're saying exactly what I'm saying. So, I understand what you're saying.
But it doesn't stop us from talking about it.
No, it doesn't. Discussion is discussion.
Okay.
All right. She's next. This is your second time, Trustee Burns.
Okay, thank you so much, Mayor. Okay, number one, this is a board meeting, and there are votable actions on the board meeting. We were not able to discuss any of these items on last Tuesday because, once again, Mayor Burgess left every single agenda item that trustees wanted to speak and discuss off of the agenda. Let me say something. I want to be very, very clear that we all understand what this is that we're doing here. This is not Mayor Burgess's meeting. This is a trustees meeting. Every Tuesday, he's the chair. He's just presiding over the meeting. Mayor Burgess is the chair. He only presides over the meeting. The meeting is for the trustees. We're the ones that have to vote. We're the ones that have to pay the bills. We're the ones that have to approve the contracts. That's our job. It's not Mayor Burgess's job. So let me explain something. We're the ones that write the law, not Mayor Burgess and not the attorneys. Attorneys don't write law. We write law, we write ordinances, and the attorneys are only there to look over the ordinance, make sure everything is legally sound. But when it comes to writing law, that is 100% a trustee's job. And the attorneys are very, very well aware of that. They cannot change our legislation. They cannot add to it. Neither can they take away from it. The only thing the attorney can do to our legislation is give us advice so that it can make sure that everything is legally sound. Other than that, these board meetings are specifically for the trustees because everything has to be voted on by trustees, not the mayor. So again, these items were left off of the agenda on last Tuesday, the reason why we must have this special meeting. It is a meeting of the corporate authorities, and we need to get our job and our work done. That is the reason that we've explained over and over why we have to call a special meeting. If the mayor continues to leave items off of the agenda that the trustees need to discuss and vote on. That is what this is. Nothing more and nothing less. Now, the corporate attorney and as well as the legislative attorney can both pen legislation. Period. They can pen it. Now, Dan Bolin did see this legislation. It went to his office, and if he, the corporate attorney, has not spoken to me, Trustee Aretha Burns, who penned this legislation. So whoever penned this legislation is who the corporate attorney needs to speak to. Not the mayor and not other trustees, but the legislator who legislated it. The legislator who penned it. And I have not gotten a word from Dan Bolin, Attorney Bolin, regarding this legislation so that he can speak with me to advise in any way to make sure that everything is sound. But be assured that Dan Bolin does have this legislation in his possession. Now, Dan Bolin, Attorney Bolin, is there something that you need to say to me about legislation? Because up until now, he has not reached me or contacted me or any of the trustees or the mayor. He is our attorney, the corporate attorney. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
What'd you say? No, it needs, first of all, we're not, this, what we're talking about right now.
Excuse me,
First of all, what we're talking about right now, what you just got to talking about, is not on the agenda.
Point of order.
That's not on the agenda.
Point
so
of
you
order.
Call whatever, that's number
I'm
one.
speaking of the ordinance that is on the ordinance is on the agenda.
If you want to talk to the attorney, you have plenty of time.
I'm not speaking to the attorney.
You just got to ask
I made reference to the attorney.
You want him to answer to you.
No, I do not. I
just said that.
This attorney.
You just said
this attorney has every opportunity. I'm speaking. This attorney has every opportunity to contact any legislator up here.
No, you said you.
No, any legislator up here.
No, you said you.
Me and any legislator up here. But the bottom line is, if he's going to contact a legislator regarding legislation that I penned, then he needs to contact me. To ask me questions about the legislation that I penned, as he would contact anyone about legislation that they penned.
If you pick
point blank period. Point of order. Point of order, Mayor Burgess. Point of order.
This will be your
point of order. I'm trying to get through it.
No.
I'm trying to get through a point of order. Point of order. So again, this legislation has been penned by the corporate, by the legislative attorney. It has been reviewed by the corporate attorney. Period. All legislation that is sitting at everyone's prospective area has been given to them a month ago, and a corporate attorney has it all. And so we are here to vote on legislation that has gone through committee several times. And it's not going to go back through committee because that is not procedural. Procedural is you have committee, you discuss your items, and you bring it to the next meeting for a vote. And that is what we have done, that is what we're doing, and that is the procedure. And that is what the corporate authorities is here for, and that is what's going to happen today.
Okay. All right, so, Mr. Well, that's your second time and your last time on that topic. Attorney Bowles, would you like to answer that?
Thank you, Mayor. A few comments. First, the meeting notice for tonight. The call does indicate that this is a special board of the whole meeting. And so I agree with the comments that it's not clear whether this is a special meeting of corporate authorities or a special committee of the whole meeting. Aside from that, I did review the ordinance that we're discussing, the one about the employee hiring conditions, and I did send comments on the ordinance to Legislative Council. I copied all the trustees individually on that letter, and the clerk, and the administrator, and the mayor. And so my comments on the ordinance are there. The version of the ordinance I see in packets tonight is the same as the ordinance I reviewed. So none of my comments have been responded to or addressed, but I'm still available to work with Legislative Council on those comments. Thank you.
Great. Trustee Williams, it's your second time too on this topic.
I've never addressed this topic. My first time. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
Actually, the official notice says that a special board meeting of the whole of the corporate authorities, which is exactly what we are, we're a board meeting of the whole of the corporate authorities. It also says in the body that we hereby call a special board of the whole meeting of the corporate authorities to be held on Tuesday, June 18, 2024, to discuss and vote on issues that impact village residents. So I'm not sure where the misunderstanding came from. It might be not be listed on the agenda to say vote or approve, but the call meeting specifically states the purpose of the meeting is to vote and discuss on issues. And Mr. Mayor, all of this could be avoided if to let us put it on the agenda. But when you remove, whichever trustee it is, we should not have to fight to get our business done for the residents. When we ask for things on the agenda, just put them on there for us. It's your courtesy to us. You're the mayor, we're the trustees. We have a job to do, you have a job to do. When you don't let us do our job the way we need to do it, then we need to go another way. And this is not the way I want to do it. But because you do not put our agenda items on a board meeting agenda, now we have to bring everything back a week later to a vote on things like accounts payable and the resolution for the BLR and everything else that Trustee Burns had brought to the table that you decided was not important enough, but that she felt is important enough to bring a special meeting to the table, where it specifically says, discuss and vote on issues that impact village residents. This has been posted, this is what it says, and that's what we're supposed to be doing right now. And we've already wasted 20 minutes trying to prove that this is not legitimate.
Trustee Johnson, to the second time.
Again, why y'all didn't go to the clerk so this document could be typed up properly? She typed up one for 6:30, which is proper. This one is not proper.
6:30 is not her.
No, I'm talking about our clerk. Our clerk got her signature on our meeting for 6:30, which is the proper document. This right here is not a proper document. It's not even stated properly. You have to have a motion to approve if you're trying to motion something or get something approved. What part of that don't y'all understand? None of y'all four can tell that she typed this up wrong. Really? Y'all think this is proper? I'm done, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
All right.
Y'all want laptops.
Any more discussion on this? I've already said what I had to say about it. I still don't understand how trustees can be in charge of hiring procedures. That's what you have your regular employees, but it's here, and I'll refer to Mr. Bowler. This being a discussion, or whether they're asking to have this voted on, is that proper? Can they basically, do I call for a vote to have this voted on? And I mean, if it's going to be vetoed, that's going to be after the fact. But right now, can the trustees ask to have this voted on?
So the requirement of the Open Meetings Act is to describe the general subject matter of the ordinances or resolutions on the agenda. Typically, best practice is, typically the best practice, thank you. Typically, the best practice is to list something like discussion and possible approval of, or a motion to approve, or something like that on the agenda. That's the best practice. That's a best practice, but is it legally required? Not necessarily. But the question of whether this is a meeting of the committee of the whole or the corporate authorities, that's a separate question. In terms of what asking for any motions, I suppose it's on the agenda, and it's up to the members to decide if they have any motions in reference to any of the items on the agenda. You can ask for motions, or they can make motions.
Thank you. Okay, me, myself personally, I think it should be tabled. Another trustee said that we were discussing that it should be tabled. So I'm asking, I'll ask first of all before I go to the second part. Is there a motion to table this to another? It's been discussed more. Is there a motion to table?
Excuse me, Mayor President.
I'm in the middle of a motion. Yes, I am.
You said that someone.
I'm asking, yes,
No, you didn't.
I'm at,
You said another trustee asked.
look this way sometime. Don't just look that way. There's a trustee that said that they would like to see a table.
Which one?
If you let me continue the meeting, then maybe you'll know. They haven't said anything yet. I said there's a trustee that did ask. You didn't hear that about 10, 15 minutes ago?
There's no trustee that asked to table a higher orders. That's what I'm explaining.
Yes, it is.
There's only trustee that
Yes,
asked
it
to
is.
table. We didn't hear it. Okay, the whole meeting.
No, it was asked to table this particular ordinances that they needed to have more discussion. One trustee did ask to have that done. You get ready to find out when I asked for the motion. When I asked for the motion, this person,
We have a trustee to motion.
did you or did you not ask that you just be discussed and not voted on today?
No.
Oh, you didn't say that?
No. What you putting words in my mouth?
Yes, you did say that.
I've asked for no motion, sir.
No, you said that we should table this. You didn't say that?
No, sir, I did not.
All right, I'll ask, is there any trustee that wants to have this table?
Mr. Mayor, I had my hand up for my second. Mr. Mayor, I had my hand up for my second comment.
No, I'm in the middle of a motion now.
But Mr. Mayor, you did not recognize me. You said.
I asked, yes I did, and nobody said.
My hand is up. Maybe you can't see.
Now it is. Okay, well, there's a motion on the floor to table this particular item. Is there a second?
Second.
It was moved by trustee Carter, second by trustee Johnson. Madam Clerk, would you please call the vote?
Trustee Carter?
Yes.
Trustee Coleman?
No.
Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Sack? No. Trustee Williams?
No. No.
The mic's right in front of my mouth. I'm sorry. Trustee Burns?
No.
Is that everyone? Okay, motion failed. Now, trustee Williams, you had a comment before I ask for a motion to accept.
Thank you. Last week I asked the attorney 5 questions, and one of the questions was, agenda items requested by the trustees are left off of the agenda by the mayor, causing the trustees to call a special meeting. Do you agree or do you not agree that 2 or more trustees can ask for an item on the agenda? His response was, as presiding officer, the mayor is responsible for establishing the agenda for all regular meetings of the Village Board of Trustees, 65 ILCS 5/3.1-40-30, to avoid the need for a special meeting. The mayor may consider adding an item to a regular meeting agenda at the request of 3 trustees. We previously drafted the enclosed ordinance to formally establish such a procedure, but it was not adopted by the board. Number 1, Mr. Mayor, this could all be avoided, like I said, if you would just put our agenda items on the agenda. We wouldn't have all this discussion and argument. Number 2, I suggest that the ordinance that Mr. Boland is referring to, I will turn it over to the clerk and ask for it to be on the next meeting agenda, because apparently he presented it to us and never got passed to be voted on. But at this particular time, Mr. Mayor, if a trustee asks for something to go on the agenda, we have the right to vote on it. If 3 or more, we have the right to vote on it.
And then, I don't know, because this is nothing, this is supposed to be a special meeting, but I see what it's turned into. So, I'm trying to move on with a vote to accept this particular ordinance. But if this continues to be a meeting on something other than, because special meetings are supposed to stay on topic, not bring in other things, because that's why they're special meetings. This is not a regular board meeting. This is a special board meeting that was called by the trustees. But if it was called by the trustees to sit here and admonish a person or one person or whatever, then back and forth and going back and forth, that's not what this called for. So if you can't stick to topic, I will not listen to any more of these other comments at this particular time. I'll ask for a motion to establish the ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 4 of the Village Code of the Village of Sauk-Village regarding hiring procedures for village employees.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Coleman and second by trustee Williams. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll? I'm sorry. Excuse me. Trustee Burns, please put her name down. No, but you're saying that we both spoke. Yes, you did.
No, she asked, we both said yes, but she said it first. I was confirming with the clerk.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Carter?
No.
Trustee Coleman?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
No.
Trustee Sack? Yes. Trustee Williams? Yes.
Motion carried. Let the record state that I will be vetoing this particular one, this particular item. The next one is an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 4 of the Municipal Code of the Village of Sauk-Village concerning salaries of elected officials. I don't know where this one was actually talked about, so maybe someone can enlighten me, because I do know that you cannot alter salaries while you're in office. And this, the way I read this was something in regards to, I guess, attending minutes. So that's why I say things of this nature should have been talked upon and turned over to the authorities, to the lawyers. Are there any other discussion on this particular ordinance?
Right here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Trustee Johnson.
I've asked at the last committee of the whole meeting, I wanted to add to this ordinance. They have not given me time to add to this ordinance. So why is it being brought before us today?
Any other questions? Trustee Burns.
I would like for, I don't have any discussion, we can just go forward to
motion to vote it in.
Any other, you have the question? I mean,
Yes, I still want to add to this ordinance,
okay,
and I want it to be brought to our corporate authorities,
okay.
to our corporate attorneys.
All right, and any other discussions in regards to this particular ordinance?
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Williams?
Trustee Johnson said that she talked about this a week ago. Within that week, has she notified any attorneys or the person who brought this ordinance to the table that you have changes to make? It's been a week. Have you discussed it with anybody? I'm sorry?
We were supposed to have another discussion, Trustee Williams.
The discussion was last week,
Yeah.
so Trustee
That's what I
Burns is
brought
bringing
your
it to the
attention,
table
But
now.
I wanted to amend, trustee.
Did you make any suggestions to the village attorney what you would like to see amended, so we could have had an amended ordinance at the table today?
Y'all forced the date on it, which was the 18th.
Force?
Yes.
Oh,
If you play back the tape, Trustee Rita Burns said, oh, the 18th, and started jotting it down.
oh, well, we can communicate from day to day, week
Because
to
y'all
week.
didn't communicate with me, so it is what it is. I still would like to amend this ordinance.
Mr. Mayor, question.
Are you done, Trustee Johnson?
Yes, I am, Mr. Mayor.
Trustee Coleman?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, on last week, was it last week when we had this discussion on the matter? And at that time, said trustee wanted time, I'm implying that she wanted time to talk to the attorney about her amendment or her suggestion to be made. That time has come and gone.
Excuse me.
My question to the attorney,
We're not-
my question,
please,
not to the
audience,
attorney,
please.
but my question, are you?
No, I'm saying the audience, please do not respond.
My question to trustee is, what is your amendment you want to make?
May I answer that, Mr. Mayor?
Sure.
It was going to be brought before y'all at the next committee of the whole where we discuss. That gives us enough time to give it to the attorney.
But my question is, no, my question was, what's your suggestion? What is your amendment that you want to make? Now is the time to discuss
No,
it.
it's not, sir. This is a
This is-
special board meeting where we do only voting items. This is not a discussion for like a committee of the whole. This is a board meeting where we vote on items.
Okay, according to this notice that we
Okay,
submitted, the
trustee.
no,
I'm not going to go back and forth. with you.
okay, well then, all right, you don't have to come back, but let me go forward. Okay. It's, according to this notice, we're here to discuss and vote. So now is a good time to discuss. Trustee.
Mr. Mayor,
I'm trying to get over what you just said, Trustee Coleman. You said we're here to discuss and vote?
As the notice says.
No, I'm asking you. You said
As the notice says. I'm just reiterating what the notice has given us. We're here to do just that. And now is the opportunity to at least discuss. I'm not getting a discussion from the trustee. I'm just getting, I mean, there has been a period of time, there was a period of time that she had to summarize or come up with whatever discussion for this particular time. You've had time. So do you have any idea of what type of amendment you want to put to this ordinance? Do you have any type of idea of what your amendment is that you could share with us at this time?
Mr. Mayor, may I answer?
sure.
Once again, Trustee Coleman, I will present this to you at the next committee of the whole meeting.
Okay, so you don't have anything right now. Is that what you're saying?
I have it. I'm going to present it at the next committee of the whole meeting.
Mayor? Thank you
Trustee
very much.
Burns?
Thank you. Again, we can move this process along by, like the mayor has already stated, and the attorney stated, we're here to vote on items that's on the agenda, have a discussion, and then we can move forward. As far as any legislator here, we bring everything everything that we need to discuss through committee. This has been brought through committee for a month. Every legislator here, anyone on this panel has had 1 month to make any changes, make any suggestions, call any one of the legislators, and call 2 attorneys. And if they have not taken their own initiative to handle their own business, no one else has anything to do with that. Everyone is doing their business. Now, if any legislator at this point wants to amend this, then they need to go back, grab this ordinance, amend this ordinance, make the changes that they want, bring it to committee for review and discussion, and then we can bring it back to the board the following voting day to vote on her amendment. Because a month has passed. A month has passed. It's been through committee twice. That's a whole month. And they have not taken upon themselves to do any kind of legislation. That is not my responsibility. That is not my fault. So I am suggesting that if there are any changes that any legislator wants to change, after today, get this legislation, amend the legislation, make sure that the corporate and the legislative attorney both view the legislation, we discuss your legislation in committee, and then you can bring it back to be voted on again. That is for proper procedures. That is what you do. That is how you do it. So I'm helping out one of our trustees. If she has changes from this point, she has to amend this ordinance herself. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know, maybe I need to get myself across. You do have a ordinance review committee that is supposed to review any ordinances that you wish to change. Not new ordinances, that's what you have the lawyers for. But any ordinance that is already on the books that needs to be amended, it should go before your ordinance review committee first. And if they have anything to bring back, they should bring it back to the board. But you want everybody else to be quiet when you talk. No, but I don't need an AM core. This ain't church. I don't need that. So what I'm saying is, it has, at least I haven't seen anything come from the ordinance review committee in regards to this, because there's one thing that's on here that I just stated at the beginning. You cannot change salaries of elected this is not for discussion. This is something that you should know. This is something that you should know as being a trustee. And if you read the ordinance before you did this one, you should have seen that you cannot do that.
Mr. Mayor.
So if you're
implying something that's wrong.
You're going to. I'm talking.
I'm just trying to say.
I'm talking.
I'm just trying to say.
I don't need you to. I don't need you to say.
Not saying correct.
Okay.
I mean, at least read the ordinance before you can. Before you can draw that conclusion. Respectfully, I just wanted to save you some time.
No, that saves no time. It's a law. If you read some of these things that you get pamphlets for, someone just showed me something from IML. Can we change the compensation of our elected officials?
Mr. Mayor,
so therefore,
this is not what this ordinance is about, sir.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You augmenting someone's salary.
May I speak, sir?
You're already speaking. You're going over me.
I'm asking. May I speak?
That's not a question. I'm just making a statement. It's not going to change your vote. No. Obviously, you already had your decision, and you made your decision before you came here. When you did this, you already had your decision. What you're going to vote.
Mayor, for the benefit
so what I'm trying to say is,
I think we need to clarify what you.
No, I already know what you're going to say. I'm just making a statement.
Oh, you know what I'm about to say.
Yes, I do, because you're already going to vote on it anyway. So whatever. So I'm just making that statement that it should really go before Ordinance Review Committee. They should bring it back to the board with necessary changes, or if they agree on it, or whatever the case may be, they should make a report back when they have their meeting.
As
so obviously, I didn't mean to step on your toe, but that's okay.
As chairman of the ordinance review committee, sir, may I speak?
You had a chance to speak, like they said, this was what?
May
a
I
month
speak,
ago? This was
sir?
a month ago?
May I
You had
speak?
a month ago.
May I speak?
What, 2 weeks ago, whatever? Whatever they had.
May
you
I
had a
speak?
chance to speak. On this, on what? On what, sir? I got.
On this item,
Pardon me?
on
Okay,
this item.
Go ahead, sir.
okay. The amendment in this item is as follows.
I can read.
For meetings of the Board of Trustees, including regular, scheduled, and special meetings, a quorum of the board must be established in order for elected officials to be paid for such meetings. This has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the increased salaries of an elected official.
It has increased
So you
or
were
decreased?
totally wrong,
Increased
and you
or
were
decreased?
misleading the residents.
No, I'm not.
By saying that.
That says change. Can we change compensation? Increase or decrease?
Have you read this ordinance, sir?
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. I'm reading the ordinance that's before us. I'm reading the ordinance that we have before the board and before the residents.
Okay.
What you're saying, sir, has nothing to do with it, and it is misleading, sir.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You're lying, as a matter of fact. It's a
Okay.
straight up
All
lie.
right. Are you done?
Because the
Are
truth of
you
the matter
done?
is, what I just read
Because you're not
is
gonna
what's
sit here.
before us.
Are you done? Because you're not gonna sit here and talk to me that way. I respected you, but I'll be damned if I'm gonna sit here and let you do that.
Oh, well, okay.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, let's respect
I don't
that.
care. It's not gonna happen.
Well, let's respect that.
Know that it's not gonna happen.
Let's respect
It's not gonna
everybody.
happen.
Every
I'm tired
move
of this. It's not gonna
and
happen.
cut with the vulgarity.
Point of
I don't care about
order,
that.
point of order.
We don't need the vulgarity.
Look, damn is damn.
It's vulgar.
It's in the Bible.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor, I've had my hand up. Would you please
Oh, the
recognize?
attorney, okay, Mr. Bolden, okay, maybe I'm wrong, okay, please tell me I'm wrong.
I just want to follow up on that point, Mayor. There are two ways to establish compensation for corporate members of the corporate authorities. It's either at an annual rate or for each meeting of the corporate authorities actually attended if public notice of the meeting was given. This additional requirement about whether there's a quorum or not isn't provided by statute. This is something I raised with legislative counsel. I haven't gotten a response back yet. I've shared this information with all the trustees, and I agree that this is proposing, the proposed effective date of the ordinance would propose a change in compensation during the officer's current terms. So it'd be my suggestion to change, if there is a desire to change compensation, to adopt it at a time where it will be effective for the next elected official's term. So that's just reiterating what I already shared with the
Okay,
trustees.
but again,
Are you gonna be recognized or you just gonna blurt out?
well,
Are you gonna be recognized?
Well,
Then you wonder why I say what I
people
say.
wanna be
Because he was
recognized.
talking
We have
to
one-
all of you guys.
okay.
He was talking to all of you. So if you wanna be recognized,
My
then
apologies.
fine.
My
Do
apologies.
you wanna be recognized?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what did you have to say?
Okay.
Oh, Debbie was next. I'm sorry, Trustee Williams. was
Debbie,
next.
yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, this is great conversation. We brought out a lot of things. We are not trying to increase or decrease the salaries of the trustees. Mr. Mayor, I'm going to reiterate the point again. If you would just put our items on the agenda, this would all be moved. This would not need to be discussed. Because the fact is, it says, when the trustees have called off or made it clear that they would not be attending a meeting, it was done in plenty of time where the clerk would know whether or not the meeting could be canceled. The point is, when trustees come just to find out there's not going to be a quorum, most of the time, we already know there's not going to be a quorum, and then we end up having to call a special meeting to get our business done, and then the trustees get paid again. I'm not trying to charge the residents twice for the same week of business. We need to conduct all our business at one time, one committee of the whole agenda, one board meeting agenda. Special meetings should only be called when the information is not at hand at the time the meeting is about to take place. Mr. Mayor, you are doing us a disservice. And you're causing all of this confusion and all of this unnecessary, and Mr. Mayor, again, the first time someone from this side spoke out, you shut them down. This side speaks out every 2 minutes and you don't shut them down. Can we be a little unilateral? Can we do it now? Because if they keep speaking up, I think y'all need to keep speaking up too.
Oh, so you
Because the only ones that
want to
get...
incite that?
No.
That's what you're
Mr.
saying?
Mayor,
That's what you're
one
saying?
person from over
That's
here
what
said
you're
something
saying.
and you shut him down.
Okay.
You're the leader saying that whole amen corner over there continue every 5 minutes.
And
That's right, and
Okay,
you
and-
should pay attention to both sides of the room. Yeah, like you said, look over here, look over there.
Don't want to look at
Be fair. Be fair to
oh,
us.
you want me to be fair?
Be fair to us. Yeah, be fair to us. Be fair to the residents.
We got a meeting after this, so we need to keep moving on. As the lawyer just stated, so he did say he gave everybody his opinion. So I guess you still want to have this voted on. So I'll ask if anyone would like to table this first before I get it voted on. I'll ask if anyone wants to table this particular ordinance before it gets voted on. All right, moved by trustee Johnson and second by trustee Carter to table this until we can talk about this a little bit more. This particular ordinance, and I would definitely like to see this ordinance go before the Ordinance Review Committee. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll for table?
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Okay, motion's failed. I'll ask for a motion to approve this ordinance, even though it needs to be amended properly because there are some things on here. But I'll ask the motion to approve the ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 4 of the Municipal Code concerning the salaries of elected officials.
So moved.
Second.
It was moved by trustee Coleman, second by trustee Burns. Madam Clerk.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Motion carried. This also, I will be vetoing it also. Yeah, it's still too much stuff to be discussed on it. Okay, item number 4, ordinance amending the municipal code of the village of Sauk-Village concerning surety bonds of the finance department employees. Who would like to speak on that? Does anyone like to speak on this one?
Okay, so again, this is the,
You didn't, excuse me, I know, you
You
just
said
started
it for
talking, yeah, but
oh, okay.
you all have a problem with, I see that now. No, I see that you have, what's wrong with saying mayor, can I, whatever, but that's okay, go
You
right
were sitting
ahead.
back and you didn't see my hand? You didn't see me turn toward you?
No.
Okay, because you were back, so, okay.
I went back, I'm sitting right here.
You was leaning back, so I don't think you saw me. Okay, so, Mayor,
Go ahead,
I just,
trustee Burns.
as you have stated, this is, the mayor has already read what this is, a surety bonds. Our village code, as well as Illinois state codes, does state that our officers need to make sure that they have surety bonds. We don't want to tax our general insurance, that if any theft of any sort or any kind is happening in the village, that individual insurances can handle that instead of having to put a hit on our general insurance, which could possibly and most likely will increase our insurance rates. So we want to make sure that we don't do that. And then also those that handle our village finances should be insured. Because again, there's been $10,000 stolen that we have not recovered. There's been $78,000 allegedly stolen that we have not recovered. There's been thousands of dollars that has been stolen and our village have not recovered. Had those people or those entities been insured, we would have been able to put a specific claim toward that bond and that bond only to recover the residents' money. So that is what this ordinance is, again, amending something that already exists. We want to make sure that we follow up, and we want to make sure that we adhere to the village code and the state statute. Thank you.
Does anyone else have anything to speak on? Because what you just stated, can you tell the audience or the members or the residents what the difference between, what is a surety bond? Because I'm really not understanding. What you just explained did not explain what a surety, not a surety. It's not a surety, it's a surety. Surety bond. What is a surety bond?
You speaking to me?
Yes. I mean, you said you spoke on it. That's why I was asking you spoke on it.
Okay, I want to make sure I don't speak out of turn. And so this is a document, a legislative document. It is public information. Anyone that wants a copy of this document, you can see me after committee, and I'll make sure that you get a copy, because I want everyone to read it for yourself, understand it for yourself, because it is public information for our residents. So any questions, I will make sure you get that legislative piece of information. Thank you.
Still haven't answered the question by telling the person they can read that this is the ordinance. I wanted to know what, or the people need to know what a surety bond constitutes. Yeah, you can answer that. Just go ahead, sir.
No, what I want to do, Mr. Mayor, if I may, I want to address the actual document itself, have a comment and a discussion about it.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking.
As an ordinance
Can someone please,
Chairman, I'd like to speak.
that put this, that had this written up, please let us know what a surety bond is, the difference between a surety bond and an official bond. I just wanted to know, does anyone here understand that? Because
Well, sir, respectfully.
somebody can explain that.
Well, sir, respectfully, that's not on the agenda. So, no, not the defining, not.
Oh, we're not supposed to ask questions.
But my point, but as
We
a,
shouldn't ask questions.
no, as a chairman of the Ordinance Review Committee, may I speak?
You were chairman the last time, and you said you know.
And
Okay.
I'm asking you, may I speak?
Can you answer my question? That's the only question I had. Is in regard to the question that I asked.
but
Can
no, but I wanna speak.
of the trustees up here that
I would like
did
to
this-
speak.
Okay, you can.
Okay.
I'm just asking, can I get an answer to what a surety bond is? That's all I'm asking. Not what this ordinance says. I want to know what the difference. What is a surety bond? Does anyone know? Can anyone tell me what a surety bond is? Because we get ready to vote on something that you have here in the ordinance, amending and the code concerning surety bonds. Can you tell me what a surety bond is? That's all I'm asking. But you're gonna vote on it. Okay. So Trustee Coleman, you have something else other than, you said you speaking from,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you, sir. I'm just looking at the actual amendment of an ordinance that's already here. This would probably be something that you may want to suggest that I review. So this is already penned. This is an ordinance that is already established. So there's nothing new about it other than this one amendment.
Well, then if there's nothing new, then somebody can explain it.
Let me finish, sir. And the amendment is as follows. The provisions under subsection B and C of this section shall be applicable to all employees of the village finance department. That's the only amendment that's put on the document, on the ordinance that's already been established.
That was my original question.
No, I'm not answering the question, sir. I'm not answering your question, sir.
Thank you.
I asked you, may I speak?
Thank you, okay.
Are you going, I'm
Go ahead,
speaking.
are you done?
No, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
But, you know. So,
okay.
these ordinances that are before the board are ordinances that are already established. The only thing we're doing is adding amendments. We're not taking away from them, we're adding.
What are you adding?
I just read, see.
No,
See, that's what
you just read the provision.
May I speak?
I'm looking at what you just read.
Now, I have the floor, at least I thought I had the floor, but you keep
Tell me what you're
interrupting.
adding.
And when you interrupt, that's
What are
what
you
causes
adding,
a back and forth.
What are you adding?
See, when you interrupt someone, that's when the back and forth begins. Okay. So, as I said before, the only amendment that's made to this ordinance is that subsection D, we added a subsection, which says as follows: the provisions under subsections B and C of this section shall be applicable to all employees of the village finance department. That's the only amendment. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, I'll ask one more time. Does anyone that's on the board can explain to the people of what you're about to vote on what a surety bond constitutes? What is it? All right. I'll ask the question again. Is there anyone who'd like to table this? If so, please speak up. Got a motion?
Second.
It was moved by trustee Johnson, second by, I'm sorry, moved by trustee Carter, second by trustee Johnson. To table this particular ordinance, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Yes, for table.
No.
No.
Okay, motion was not carried to table. I ask a motion to accept this ordinance concerning the surety bonds of the finance department employees. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. No, I'm sorry. I need a motion in a second.
So,
Move by
No.
Yes.
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 motion carried. This also will be a motion to veto. Next item, item number 5, resolution for improvement under the Illinois Highway Code to utilize the village's Rebuild Illinois funds for the 219th Place Roadway Improvement Project. I ask for a motion.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Williams, second by trustee Burns. Any questions? Madam Clerk?
Yes.
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 Motion carried. Okay, financial matters. I'll ask for a motion to approve transfers and payrolls, accounts payable distribution in the combined amount of $466,404.60, and authorize the finance department to remit payments.
So moved.
Could you repeat that amount, please, Mr.?
On here it says $466,404.60.
That's incorrect.
Oh.
Okay, that's what is on here.
The revised one is actually an amount of $446,404.60.
Okay. That's not on here.
Well, I
But
don't know
if you
how
like
many
to
copies of the accounts
get, if you like to
payable
get to that, because that was supposed to be part of the next meeting. And that amount, I don't know if that was the amount.
I don't know where this revised,
It came from, if it was a revised, it came from finance. It was revised. All right, well then, that's what I didn't have
Is
to
that
talk.
different copies?
No. Okay, I'm going to ask for a new motion and go with the revised one. And that is $446,404.60.
So moved.
It's moved by trustee Johnson, second by trustee Carter. Any questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Coleman.
I would like to amend the amount of accounts payable as follows. Mr. Mayor, also some documentation I would like to pass to you. Pass it. It went to the mayor and went to the Madam Clerk.
Okay, first, trustee Coleman.
Yes, sir. But
What's the reason? Anybody can write and say, I don't want to pay someone. What's the reason, sir?
okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to defer to Trustee Williams.
You're going to defer to trustee Williams?
for what?
Well, you have a hand.
For who?
You have a hand.
No, I'm asking about, he asked to have,
Oh, no, he's asking you for your people.
I'm asking you why, okay, let me read this. You removing from accounts payable the vendor payment for Southland Development in the amount of $13,997. You're removing the line items for AIC Technology, which is our IT people. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have the elected officials, department, police department, community development, fire department, and water department, and other contractual services for AIC in the amount of $13,644. You're removing accounts payable for central writing service, which they've done already, in the amount of $8,350. You're moving accounts payable for the vendor Cintas, which is, I think they work with the police department, in the amount of $1,278.84. And you're removing from the accounts payable from a vendor in the amount of $50, pending explanation why the funds for Parks and Rec is coming through accounts payable. Total removed from this is $114,735.82. My question to you, sir, is at no time did you have a chance to come in, because it says here detailed invoice. So you never saw the invoices in none of these?
I will answer one question.
Excuse me?
I will answer just one question.
You answer
Hopefully
just
the-
one question.
Yeah, hold on. Hopefully,
got seven
hopefully
things
this
on
one, hopefully this one answer
Okay.
will suffice.
All right.
Okay. All of these items that are up for this are questionable. We have questions regarding these items.
You said
We don't want to not pay them. I
Okay.
suggest that we not pay these people. I'm not suggesting that we not pay them. I'm suggesting that these amounts be removed temporarily until we have had a discussion about them. Again, sir, I'm not suggesting that we not pay these vendors. I'm only suggesting that we remove these items from payable now or temporarily until we've had time to bring these vendors before the board to give us clarity on why we have to pay these amounts. We have questions, in other words, Mr. Mayor. We have questions, but we just want them to give us answers.
So, I'm not understanding because you said you're not suggesting that we don't pay them, but you're not paying them. And then you suggest that you want to bring each vendor before the board so they can give you an explanation why they should get paid?
But you left out one key word in your rebuttal, temporarily.
You're still not paying them, but temporarily,
It's
they don't care about, the
It's
vendors don't care
temporary.
about, they care about they didn't get paid.
Well, it's temporarily until we get it clear as to what we're paying for. That's one reason.
But just a second, but,
I mean, not.
so it
or
seems to
not
me,
paying
I'm
some-
sorry, it seems to me what you're trying, but it seems to me that you guys, whoever's trying to do, is to bring this village down to the fact that nobody wants to do business with us because they can't get paid at a timely manner. Most of these line items are at least 2 to 3 weeks or a month old. So now we're going to make it even longer, and that's how we lost vendors before because we didn't want to pay because we had an explanation.
Well,
Now you're saying that you don't mind paying them, it's temporary, until they come before you and explain why or services that they did. Because the riding guy already did that. They rided out the village. So I don't know what you want him to come by and tell you other than they rided out the sewers. And you saw them out there. Some of you guys did, some of you guys didn't. But to now say, here it is, they didn't get paid last Tuesday because people walked out. So now you're saying that all of these particular vendors are not getting paid until they come before you or come before this board to explain their invoice. Wow.
you see something wrong with that?
Yes, I do. Because service is rendered. And so you're saying you didn't see IT out there doing work at least for the administration, which would be Village Hall. You didn't see South-Land. If you come in, you wouldn't see South-Land doing work for the village. You didn't see Central Riding Service, which is, came out and did work throughout the village. You didn't see, what was it? Well, Vonda, this lady, Miss Ivory, $50. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but that you wouldn't see.
Sir.
So what I'm asking is why now you take this opportunity that you want to see and you picked out these
I
particular
didn't say
invoices.
I wanted to see.
Yes, you did. You said you want them to come by or want them to come and explain to the board what they did. You did say that.
Mayor, respectfully, we already know there's no item on any of these reports that we see, okay? We don't see anybody doing anything. None of us see. There's not one vendor on here that a trustee actually sees doing anything.
I did.
Okay, well then, that is something that you do, okay.
You didn't see the riding companies throughout the village?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the amounts that we have here, we have questions. You have any problems with questions?
No.
Okay.
But
That's the point.
I did ask.
There are questions we have.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what questions you could possibly ask, but okay.
Well, here's one question, the very first one, which is this is the biggest one, for $77,000.
You've been pulling.
Why? Hold it.
You've been pulling that out every 2 weeks. So what's the difference?
Here's one.
Okay, but you've been pulling that
Here's
every
one.
week.
We've been trying to deal with this one for the longest. I want to bring in them, I actually want to move that we just remove this one until pending the outcome of a court case.
You don't have.
I mean, that would make sense. So we don't even have to deal with this because the outcome of a court case will determine whether or not this item has to be paid. So why don't we just temporarily remove it?
Okay. The lawyer wants to speak. Lawyer.
Mayor, first, I would encourage a discussion about litigation to occur in closed session. Second, the Local Government Prompt Payment Act addresses the issue that we're discussing about right here.
Yes, it does.
And that the appropriate local government official or agency receiving goods or services must approve or disapprove a bill from a vendor or contractor for goods or services furnished to the local government agency within 30 days after receipt of such bill or within 30 days after the date on which the goods or services were received, whichever is later. Waiting for a satisfactory level of answering questions could expose the village to late payment penalties under the act. The better practice would be to either approve or disapprove the bill, and so that's leaving these vendors hanging is what the act is exactly designed to avoid.
So therefore, you're saying that if we don't, we could be penalized even more money.
But, Mr. Mayor, sir,
Are you done? Okay.
we have an aging report just for this. Now, on this aging report, we have a lot of people we haven't paid. So this is not anything irregular.
We should pull up his aging report. I'm gonna get.
That's all.
I'm gonna get his aging report.
Any other questions? Trustee Williams, you got a question?
Are you recognizing me?
I said,
I just wanted to make sure. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My three concerns are, I asked for copies of the Southland Development Authority, not necessarily to not pay them, but basically to find out what they did for the payment. And I asked for these last week before the accounts payable came to the table the first time. Several times I've asked for an appointment to come in and review invoices before the accounts payable, and I just don't get an appointment, so I can't come in and review the invoices. So now I've taken the tactic that I will ask for copies of the invoices before we're expected to make payment. And I agree with the Local Government Payment Act that people do the work, they should get paid, but by the same token, the trustees should have the opportunity to review the bill before we approve it. Because if we have questions, that would be the only reason, only way we can ask questions is if we've reviewed the invoice, and I'm not getting invoices. I also have a question about CBIS. CBIS is on the accounts payable for 61 and 90 days old for postage. Of course we owe them that money. You said it should be within 30 days. They're 90 days old and paying for the postage that they use to send our water bills out. Why is it so late? And the question about the aging report that you just mentioned, somebody just mentioned, again, I have asked for the aging report to reflect all invoices in the finance department. We don't see them on the accounts payable till they're about to get paid. But I know that there's a lot more invoices that are in the office somewhere that have to be paid at some point that will eventually get on the accounts payable. And over and over and over again, I've been asking for an accurate accounts aging report. I want to know, what do we owe everybody? Where are we with the 0 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, 90 to 120, and then some? Because what I saw with the revised, when I saw the revised accounts payable, the other thing I've asked for is when you make a revision to the accounts payable, can you indicate on the front page what you revised? So while everybody was talking, I had to sit here and I had to go through item by item to find out what was actually removed. because the accounts payable originally was higher than the revised accounts payable. So I had to go item by item to find out what was removed. And lo and behold, it was Olson and Stirk for the amount of $19,638.59. So why was our legislative attorneys on the original accounts payable? Why were they removed on the revised accounts payable? It doesn't make any sense to me. And according to what our village attorney just said, that within 30 days, if they present an invoice, we should pay them. February 9, 2024, $11,450. February 14, 2024, $3,138. March 19, 2024, $5,050. This is not unusual for us to pay our bills late. It's not unusual, but to have it on the accounts payable, remove it from the accounts payable, stick a revised accounts payable in our box when we've already reviewed this one, and then I have to go through and find out what the difference is. And why are we removing bills that we originally were going to pay? It makes no sense to me. And I do believe that the AIC that you're referring to, Mr. Trustee Coleman, the corporate attorney and the legislative attorney agreed to the fact that the mayor signed that contract without board approval, but when he signed that contract, it still is legal. So when he signed a contract that said when they do their work, they should get paid immediately, even though the board never reviewed that contract, he signed it. So we are liable to pay AIC.
Mr. Mayor.
Trustee Burns?
Thank you. Also, just to reiterate what Trustee Williams was saying, we've gone through, it is our job to go through the accounts payable. Again, legislative counsel was secretly removed from one accounts payable and revised, but corporate counsel is still on accounts payable. That's a question that we need to ask and get to the bottom of. We have AIC Technologies. We've gone through accounts payable. That company is going through every month. They're going through each individual department, and the only explanation is troubleshooting. We as the board each have an opportunity to go through this accounts payable. You're asking $14,000 for troubleshooting. What does that mean? And what does that mean? And if you want $14,000, then you need to have a detailed invoice describing what work you performed. What work you performed. And so these vendors have to understand as well. If you cannot provide reasonable explanation of the services that you have given us, why do you want us to pay you? It is our village code that if you do work, you have to present a detailed invoice as to the work that you've done every single month in the same, each department, and all you say is troubleshooting every month in the same departments. Every month for $14,000, you're troubleshooting in every department for the same thing. So we've written down this company. So you've gone through elected officials, all the departments, and all you're saying is troubleshooting. I've spoken with the Public Works Department. Their internet service is still not working. We're having problems with our internet service now. So whatever this troubleshooting is, we need to get to the bottom of it, because you're asking us to pay you $14,000 and we have no clue of what you're doing. So again, if you want to get paid, we have a committee. Bring the invoices, because we can't get them. We can't get a meeting with the VA. We tried individually to get a meeting with the VA. We were canceled. The mayor told us a month ago that he would set up a meeting with the VA. That never happened. So again, if we can't get meetings to look at invoices, if we can't get those meetings, then we're going to have to ask the vendors to come before a committee, bring your invoices detailing in detail what your work was for each department and what you've done. So that, I don't think that's unreasonable for the trustees to request if you want the $14,000. So again, the line item number F for $50 pending, a refund for parks and recs for an individual, When will we start putting individual people for Parks and Recs on our accounts payable? I was told by the mayor that this young lady was taken care of the same day. And now she's on accounts payable. Of course, I'm going to question that because just Tuesday committee, mayor said this lady was paid in full on the same, was paid in full on the same day. So of course I'm going to question why is she now on accounts payable when we never, ever put residents on accounts payable. We don't do that. Of course we're going to question. So there are a lot of vendors on here that have no detail, we have no understanding of what work they're performing. And that is our duty and our job and our responsibility to question it. And we're asking all the vendors, come before committee, go to the finance department or whatever, get your invoices and bring them before committee so we can straighten all this out. It's as simple as that. No big deal. No big deal. And the sooner they do it, the sooner we can get on with business. But we're going to ask questions.
Okay. And then, just so you know that when we do buy bullets, we're going to have them come and explain why we need to buy bullets too. So bullets, we do buy bullets.
Oh,
We do buy bullets for guns. So we got the question why we need bullets also. So anyway, no, it's not yet, but we will be buying bullets pretty soon. So they have to go to the range. So I'm asking,
Mr. Mayor.
no, that's.
I only had one comment.
Did you have a comment?
Yeah, I feel like they should just
Again,
interrupt it. I'll wait.
Again.
I got acknowledged and I'll wait.
Someone said something about bullets.
It's very rude.
You heard what I said.
That's very rude.
You heard what I said.
Well, I'm just saying.
There's no word. Trustee
Why are we
Johnson.
talking about bullets?
Trustee, you're
Yes.
gonna move forward. What did you have to say, Trustee Johnson? Because you
Our
already got
police department buys ammo. Yes, they do.
No, they
I'm
don't.
talking about
We
bullets.
have to pay for it.
I was talking about the agenda. We're talking
What
about
did you have? What's your question, Trustee Johnson?
My statement is, I feel like we should pay accounts payable and stop amending this accounts payable every time we have a board meeting. That's not right to our vendors. It's not. We're gonna lose our vendors and we ain't gonna have nothing.
Yes, you will.
Great job, the four.
Yes, you will.
The four.
Yeah, because it's
One
y'all
person
four
said
that keeps
All right.
not gonna
You
pay
need to watch
vendors.
yourself, trustee.
No, okay,
It's
so
y'all
Don't make
four.
statements you don't
It is
know.
y'all four.
Mr. Mayor.
there's a motion on the floor.
Child, do some legislation.
There's a motion on the floor that was made by
Second comment,
Trustee.
Mr. Mayor.
There's a motion on the floor made by Trustee Coleman to remove $114,735.82. And I think I read them. No, I didn't. I didn't read them all. The first one was to remove the vendor, Sonia Douglas, in the amount of $77,415 even. Well, yes you do. The second one is the amount of $13,997.70 from Southland Development Authority. The third one is $13,644.28 from AIC Technologies. The fifth one is removed from Central Riding Total Sewer Service in the amount of $8,350. And for accounts payable for Centos in the amount of $1,278. And then the last one is a $50 fee for a vendor the amount of $50 coming from a vendor. And that equals $114,735.82.
Mr. Mayor.
There was a motion on the floor for
You didn't
that.
give me my second comment, and I'd like to have my second.
Well, yeah, he made the motion.
Okay, but then you asked for comment, and I didn't get.
Well, I'm asking for a second now. I'm asking for a second. He made the comment and he gave us the paperwork. It was the comment made by Trustee Coleman.
Other trustees were making comments, but I'll.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, that's all I asked. It was moved by Trustee Coleman, second by Trustee Williams. Are there any comments?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. I think that it really is uncomfortable when a trustee says the for, because you have no idea and you're making a false statement when you say the for, because believe it or not, the for do not always agree on everything.
You're
And
gonna find
you
out
really
what
don't
the
have
for
any
is when you
reason
get
to
to
say
vote.
what the for says,
When you start
because
voting,
Mr.
just see what
Mr. Mayor, I have the floor. I have the floor. I have the floor. I have the floor. Why is it important for me to
This
get
is a
cut off?
question about the agenda.
And I'm about to tell you,
But you said about the
I
trustees.
do not
you gotta
agree
do
with
that.
what Trustee Coleman said, and if you would give me the floor,
You
if
just
you
seconded.
recognize me to do,
You just seconded.
I would like to bring Olson Sturt back to the accounts payable, and I would like to remove the $77,000. I am not in agreement with everything else. It's the first time I heard about it. I've never seen it before. Don't always assume because one of the
But
four
you
say
seconded.
something.
You seconded
You
mine.
said I had to second it.
No,
in
I
order
said
to
I needed a
comment.
second. I said I needed
And
a
you
second.
said, in order for
I
me
didn't say you
to
had to second.
recognize, I had to second it. So really, to be honest with you, this whole accounts payable is messed up. The way you do accounts payable, the way you relate to your trustees is messed up. You cannot put something on the accounts payable and remove it without a legitimate reason why you're removing it. And the lawyer just said, if there's an invoice in there from the Local Government Payment Act, you should pay it. Okay, you're worried about getting sued, and the one person you want to think of is the lawyer? And we have another lawyer that's threatening to drop off our litigation because she's not getting paid. Totally different law firm. So let's not play the attorneys, but let's pay AIC because the mayor signed a contract that said when they turn in an invoice, you should go ahead and pay it right away. Come on, Mr. Mayor, we got to be fair with this accounts payable. No, that's the first time I heard what Trustee Coleman said, and I'm not in agreement with Trustee Coleman
But you
said.
seconded the motion.
You told me I
didn't
had
tell
to
you anything.
in order to make
I said I
my
needed a second.
comment. You said I need a second.
I need a second.
So I gave it to you so I could make my comment.
All right, the motion is on the floor to not pay,
Forget about it.
and it was moved by Trustee Coleman and seconded by Trustee Williams. It was moved by Trustee Coleman, seconded by Trustee Williams, to remove those items I just spoke of in the amount of $114,735.
I rescind my vote.
And it,
I rescind my vote.
okay, she rescinds her second.
Because he told me the only way I could have my comment was
No.
to second it. I tried to add it, they're not listening to me. They're not listening to me.
Pardon me? I got a second, but she wants to rescind a second. I asked for a question. Okay. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll for the...
No. Thank you.
This is to amend.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
We did, there was a discussion had.
Yes or no is all we need.
Well,
We don't need discussion. You
Well,
had
no,
discussion.
I have a question.
Yes or no?
Mayor Burgess, I have a
There's
question.
no question. Yes, you had the question already. I asked for that. Yes or no?
Where are we going? This is a motion to amend the accounts payable. In no specific dollar amount, just amend it.
I did give the
Okay.
specific dollar
To
amount.
amend the accounts payable, yes.
No, I did give it, I did give a specific, okay. All right.
Trustee Byrd,
yes.
Trustee Carter. No. Trustee Coleman,
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
No.
Trustee Sack. Yes. Thank you.
Motion is carried. These items that are on accounts payable that were amended will be taken off the accounts payable pay list.
This is ridiculous.
Okay, yes, I'm sorry.
Hey, man.
Okay, that was the motion to amend. Okay, I'll ask for a motion to approve rather than take away.
668, 780. 668, 780.
Get your phones out of everybody. We can't do that.
Okay, I'll ask for a motion to approve accounts payable in the amount of $331,668.78.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Burns, second by trustee Sapp. Any questions? Yes. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Williams?
No.
Trustee Burns?
That's Duffy.
Okay.
This is to approve, the other one is to amend.
I just heard him say amended, so.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that. I said this to approve the accounts payable in the amount of $331,668.78.
I wanted things added to this, and nobody even listened to what I wanted. Motion to do what?
There is a motion on the floor. I asked the motion to,
I appeal the decision.
the motion,
Can I ask a question,
the
Mr. Mayor?
motion that we did before was to take away $114,000 off of the agenda. That was
Mr. Mayor,
voted up.
Can I ask the
That
attorney a
was
question?
voted 4-2.
Can I ask the attorney a question, Mr. Mayor?
Now I'm asking for the difference.
Mr. Attorney, there's been a lot of back and forth. I wanted to add something back to the accounts payable. I don't think that was recognized in the new motion. Now, I know that there is another trustee made an amendment to the motion, to the dollar amount. I wanted to add back the 19,000, and I don't think that's recognized in that motion. That's why I want that recognized in addition to what trustee Coleman said. How do we do that? Let's do it right.
Mayor,
Mr. Nolan.
thank you. So there was a motion to amend, and then a motion to approve the motion as amended. If there could have been another motion to amend the motion further, but I don't know if I didn't hear a motion, and the chair didn't recognize a motion.
I did. I asked to have this $19,000 added back.
I didn't hear a motion. I did hear a discussion, but I acknowledge there was discussion, but I did not hear a motion to further amend the main motion. There is a vote on the motion right now as amended, and a motion to amend right now would not be in order. Let's finish the vote on the motion as amended. That'll pass or it won't. If it doesn't, if there is a motion to to further amend the motion in order to pass it, then that can be considered. But right now we're in the middle of a vote.
But Mr. Attorney, the point is, when I asked for that earlier, it was not recognized by the mayor. I specifically stated I wanted that added back in. There's no reason for it to be removed. I specifically said it. So whoever is doing the adding and subtracting of the accounts payable should have added that in. However the motion needed to be read, it should have been added back in. We can't just take the accounts payable and toss up figures and decide what we're going to pay and what we're not. Who's making these decisions? The mayor didn't even know it was removed from the accounts payable. Who's making these decisions? I said, put it back.
How many comments are we going to have? We're not going to have maybe back and forth. So I'll ask them, are you all through? Are you through, Trustee Burns? Trustee Burns, we having a meeting, we're having a meeting here. Thank you. Okay, well, then let's move forward. I ask for a motion.
You're right. So we're in the middle of a vote.
Oh, that's true. That's right. We are in the middle. Yeah, right, we are in the middle of a motion to,
Cancel the motion.
pardon me? You can't motion to cancel a motion. You can't motion to cancel a motion. You can't do that. Wait a minute.
That's what I said. We need
Why
to
wasn't
finish
my
the
amendment
Thank you. There's a motion on the floor. You can't, there's no
And then
such
we
thing as a
consider
motion to
amendment.
cancel a motion.
Why was my amendment not
We
recognized?
have a motion on the floor. Voted up or down. There's a motion on the floor. A lot of things should have been, but you're not running this. I told you in the beginning. I told you in the beginning. If I can't get order, what's going to happen? So we have a motion. There's a motion on the floor to pay accounts payable in the amount of $331,668.78. It was moved by 2 trustees.
I would like the Madam Trustee to recall the vote so I can give my vote. Now that I know that my thing that I wanted wasn't taken in, I'd like to restate my vote.
What vote? Huh?
You got me down as approved, that's fine. Go ahead. That's what I'm talking about. And I assume that my amendment was taken care of, but apparently when the trustees say something, they're also worried about the 4 that they don't think about when somebody else gets ready to say something. I wanted to add the $19,638.
If you would have added, then I would have given everybody else a chance to add back something too, but I didn't get that. We didn't get to that point.
I made a statement.
You made a statement, but you didn't make a motion to do that. So right now, there is a motion. There's a motion on the floor. So there's a motion on the floor.
I want to recall the vote.
There's a motion on the floor.
My amendment was not.
I'll ask who made the motion on the floor.
The motion was made by trustee Burns, seconded by trustee Sapp.
Okay.
Upon roll call, trustee Williams voted no. Would you like to change
Yes, ma'am.
that now?
Yes, ma'am.
What would you like to
Yes,
say?
thank you very much.
Change it.
And that's to pay the $331,000?
Yes.
I would love to have added mine too.
Yes
This
or
is
no?
not going to happen.
Yes.
Thank you. Trustee Carter? No. Trustee Coleman?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
No.
It's just too crazy.
Trustee Sapp? Yes. Motion carried.
It's forget about it.
Now, if you would like,
Go ahead, Mr. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
now if you'd like to add something back on the accounts payable, now's the time to do so. I'll accept the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion, Mr. Mayor, if you can recognize me,
Go ahead.
for the 3 invoices that was removed from the accounts paid to the amount that you, sure, yes, ma'am, $19,638.59 for invoices 38783, 38832, 39098 that were erroneously left off onto the revised accounts payable. That's my motion.
Okay, wait a minute. How much did that add up to?
$19,638.59.
And these were 3, is this one vendor? Is this one vendor?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I read off the invoices, the Olson's, sir. That was what was removed from the original AP.
Any other additions on this particular?
Me.
Okay, trustee,
I would like to add back on, because I don't have a copy of the paper that y'all have, but for AIC, whatever that total is, and also from invoice number 2167 through 2224, added back on to accounts payable. I don't have the amount. You gave the papers over there. You didn't
Okay,
give
so-
me and Carter a copy of your documents. Everybody else has a copy of it except for me and Carter. Of your amendments.
okay, so
I know, thank you.
can I get that total again?
It was, he took off,
You talking about for AIC was,
yes, AIC.
that was 13, no.
AIC
was $13,644.
Hey, Mayor. I'm just wondering for a point of order, are we taking these questions up separately? I think it would
Okay,
be-
you're right, it makes sense. Okay, so the first motion, there's a motion on the floor for, I entertain the motion for the first person for the vendors that amount to $19,638.59. I think that was Olson and Sturkey. What was the other one? No, I'm talking about
We had the one. It was 3 invoices in the amount of.
okay, so just one, okay. All right, there's a motion on the floor to pay the $19,638.59. There's a motion moved by trustee Williams, second by trustee Coleman. Any questions? Madam Clerk.
Yes.
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 A motion carried. Now I'll accept another motion to pay the amount of $13,644.28. Is there, would that be?
And I have another one.
Oh, okay.
Invoice number 10000572600. Amount of $77,415.
How much?
77.
Oh, 77,000.
Mr. Mayor, what,
77,000. 415?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's for,
We can't take it.
that's for HR. You
Yes,
adding
sir.
that? All right. Is that it? Is that your motion?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Is there a second? Okay, moved by trustee Johnson, second by trustee.
Can you repeat the motion? Because they're doing separate motions, correct?
No, well, this is two different vendors. But it's the same motion. She made a motion.
Right. Do we have to do separate?
The second motion that was just put in, she asked to have $13,644.28 to be paid, and also $77,415 to be paid. That could be in the same motion.
a question?
Trustee Coleman.
Mr. Mayor, these items that are being presented before on this current motion were already voted upon in my motion to amend.
That's right. That's right.
Pardon me?
We've already voted on these items.
You voted, I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Well, let me explain, sir. The same items she
Okay.
is presenting have already been voted on.
So was the, what do you?
So we've already voted on these, so we shouldn't be
She's asking to have,
re-voting.
she's asking to have it
We've
reinstated.
already voted upon them.
She's asking to have it reinstated.
No.
Can we Yeah, I thought you
No.
could.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Why don't, wait a
Excuse me,
minute.
Mr. Mayor.
Wait, hold it. April can't come quick enough. Why don't you wait until then? Right now, why don't you go with, with being,
I
talked
said,
about?
excuse me, Mr.
I'm
Mayor.
tired of this grandstanding. She is only asking to reinstate, since there were some things that were taken off. This was not taken off.
I'm not disputing.
So
I
she's
just
asking,
asked- I
but
just
you say,
asked to
oh,
be
we can't do that.
No, I said, excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
You
It's
said-
what, I said, excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, and?
To be recognized, I said, excuse me,
Okay, go
Mr.
ahead.
Mayor.
What you have to say?
Okay, again, the accounts payable have been voted on twice.
I just got to say.
So therefore, these items that trustee Coleman just spoke on is finished. The accounts payable has been voted, these items were on there, and every vote has been taken. So we can't take these same votes that we've already voted on and approved, and it has passed. turn around and take these same items and try to take them off again, and they've already been voted on, and they've already been passed. Now come on now. It's been voted on and it's passed. We done went on 3 more votes after that, and now they're trying to take these same items that already has been passed and voted on to take them off again?
Mr. Bowling.
And Mayor, so they can make the motion, and then these sound like reasons why people may want to vote for or against the motion.
That's it.
So
I don't see what the problem
wrap
is.
up debate as you normally would and consider the
I don't see what the
my
problem is.
suggestion.
If you want to be right about it, she's asking to have them vote these back. Just because you say something,
The attorney just
Trustee
said it's already
Williams, we're not
voted
going.
on.
Trustee Williams.
I just want to clarify, Mr. Mayor, the difference between bringing things back for a motion to reapprove it after it's been denied, and what I was trying to do was add something from one accounts payable that was erroneously removed and putting it on an accounts payable. It was never voted on the accounts payable. I just wanted to point out the difference between my action and Trustee Johnson's action. But like the attorney just said, it's going to come for a vote. Just vote it yes or vote it no. It's been voted no before. This is going to be a thing that's going to happen every week now. We're starting a bad precedent. That's why, let me finish, Trustee Burns. That's why I'm trying to make the difference between what I was attempting to do was to get my original statement included in the motion to begin with that didn't get included and get it added after the accounts payable was passed. Now, what we're starting a precedent now of is once we approve the accounts payable, we bring items back again whether or not to approve them. That's a pretty sticky precedent. So I'd like to get some legal advice. That's even allowed.
It's a decision for you guys.
We can't do that. It's already passed.
All right. I'm going to sell popcorn next week, guys, so I can make some money. I'm going to sell popcorn.
The attorney was asked, I need you all to listen. Listen. He's answering your question. Thank you.
So again, these are all questions for you all to resolve with your votes. So I would consider a vote on the motion as my suggestion.
Okay. All right. There's a motion on the floor. Contact State's Attorney's Office. There we go. Are y'all gonna have a meeting up there? Or are you gonna be involved in this meeting? There's a motion on the floor to reinstate the 2 items. One for $13,644.28, and the other one was for $77,415 even. $77,415. $13,644 and 28 cents. Madam Clerk?
Trustee Carter?
Is there a second? Did you say?
It was motion by Trustee John, second by Trustee Carter. Okay. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Carter? Trustee Kohler?
No.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Sack? No. Trustee Williams?
No.
Trustee Burns?
Say it loud.
Motion is failed. Okay, we do have another meeting after this. Another 2 meetings, we don't need the second one. The first one, rather, did you have a presentation? But before we get to that, there was something else. Yes, it is, but no, there was another item on the agenda, I think, something about dealing with laptops.
What about the BLR? Did we do the BLR? Oh, we did that. Okay.
I need to. Are you going to let me conduct this, or you just going to say what you got to say when you want to? No, Mayor Burgess, me. Just shoot. Just what you do.
statement about this item we're about to discuss.
Okay, yeah, I saw your item approved laptops for trustees. Who wants to be the first? Okay, trustee,
So y'all asking for laptops when y'all just voted down to pay our IT company. I need y'all to make that make sense. Also, Trustee Burns stated about the IT, what is troubleshooting? If you don't know what troubleshooting is, we don't need no laptops in this village. Okay? Because any person that deals with a laptop know what troubleshooting is. I do. So make it make sense for me, board, please.
Mayor Burgess?
okay, is that all you have for
Yes,
laptops?
Mr. Mayor,
Okay, you
yes.
have something for
It makes
laptops?
no sense.
Trustee Burns.
Thank you so much. Trustee Johnson, if you don't understand the process of invoicing and being able to show your work,
That's what's
then
my
you
question.
then someone please make that make sense. Okay, because showing your work and troubleshooting, those are two different things. There's a process and we need to follow the process. That's on the books. It's on the books to have invoices with your detailed work attached to it. It's a part of the village code. Learn your codes. Trustee, please. Please learn your codes. And the other thing is, we're sitting up here again, Attorney Bolin looks very comfortable. He doesn't have papers everywhere. He has a nice laptop that he can go through and be organized. We're up here going to three different accounts payables because of all of these errors. People taking things off of the accounts payable. We got a revised accounts payable. People are re-putting things because we have all of this paper. We are grown adults. We are trustees. There's no good reason why we should be up here shuffling around papers in the 21st century. In the year 2024, we're the only board in the area of government that do not have laptops or tablets to stay organized. But we have to shuffle papers. We are not children. And anyone who thinks that this is reasonable, they're unreasonable. It is unreasonable for us to keep doing this. All of this is unreasonable. And it's very reasonable for the trustees to have tablets and or laptops. And we want to vote on us to get a system that we can be organized and a system where we do not have to have all of these errors and all of these mistakes because it's too much paper. We had trustees complaining they didn't get something that another trustee got. So everybody's not getting the same thing.
Wow. You don't want to feel.
Everyone's getting something different. Everyone had different pieces of paper up here. It's not organized. Now, if we get laptops, we can organize this by folders. We can organize this stuff. And that's why every week we're going through this because it's unorganized. Too many changes. And there's no system. So that's why we need laptops. And anyone who thinks that's unreasonable, then I think you're unreasonable. We're all up here looking ridiculous. With all of this paper. And Trustee Johnson is angry because she didn't get the same thing I got.
Trustee,
No, I'm not.
We're not going to go back and forth.
That's not being disrespectful.
We're not going back and forth with people's
Point of
names.
order.
We're not, no
Okay,
point of order.
no name. My name was called.
You keep talking
Point of
about
order.
people,
Point of
I'm gonna cut
order.
you off.
Point of
I'm
order.
gonna cut you off.
Point of order.
Next time you mention
Point of-
someone's name, I'm gonna cut you off.
Point of
You're not
order.
talking
Point
about
of
that.
order.
Nigga,
Point
you
of
point
order.
what you want.
Point of order. Point of order.
I hope you're done.
Point of
Trustee
order.
Williams.
Point of order.
I recognize
Point of
Trustee
order.
Williams.
I'm not done yet. I'm still.
Yes, you are.
Point of order.
Yes, you are. You're
Point of
done.
order. Point of order. Point
No,
of
it's
order.
not. Trustee-
Point of order. Point of order. And I can be done. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Now, point of order. Now, I'm going to finish. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order.
The mayor has recognized me. Three meetings that we're on the things that we're talking about right now. This is
I have to refer back to something that happened 2 or 3 weeks ago before we can discuss what we're talking about right now. Now, I have always been against laptops for the trustees. The first time Madam Clerk brought it to the table during a budget year, I'm not sure if she brought it once or twice or 3 times. Every time, 3? She's brought it to us 3 times that the trustees should get laptops because it cuts down, this is paper that the village, this is just my packets. They gotta make all these packets, they gotta put all these other copies in the file, and they have to do, you know what, it just makes sense now. Because what was just stated, I get stuff that she doesn't get. She gets stuff that he doesn't get. I didn't get that, that must have been taken out of my box. By getting our agendas and our packets distributed electronically, we all have the same thing. We also have a problem with the fact that when things are passed, they don't get signed and brought back to the clerk's office for proper filing, which is against all rules and regulations. But if we know what packet it was in, when it was voted on, right now we have a website that has not had an agenda on it since March. And we have a website that doesn't have a set of minutes on it since December. So, I mean, as things get passed, we're not even updating our website. So I don't understand what's wrong. Now I'm in agreement. Get the laptops.
I'm not doing it.
Put everything in here. Chronologically. And then we all know everybody got it. When the accounts payable is first submitted to the trustees and it's electronically submitted, I have 1. Then it's revised, it's revised. I can't come here on Tuesday night and find out that the accounts payable is revised. And now I have to sit here and go item by item and figure out what happened. This should be either notated at the beginning, at the very front page of the revised accounts payable, or simply when you scan it to the trustees, you make a note. The revision is this. That's all there is to it. But we're not doing our paper, it's just not getting done right. 3 weeks of paperwork. I voted it down 3 times. I'm voting for it tonight.
All right, I guess, any other comments about the laptops? Before we go forward with that, we have to see what they cost. And have that information brought back to us. We do have an IT person that you decided you don't want to pay. To ask him to, that would be the best way, that would be the best way to get a best amount or account or deal. So moving forward, we will ask to have that brought back to the board, how much it would be, what type of laptops they are, and go from there. Okay. How you gonna vote? Why would you vote on, or you gonna vote on the car and you don't know what it costs? No, you can't. What's wrong with bringing back?
We discussed it in committee, and it's an actionable item, and we're going to...
How you gonna vote on something you don't know how much it's gonna cost?
We're voting for laptop.
Okay, and I said we're gonna bring them back.
No, it's an actionable
No,
item. It's an actionable item.
No.
It's an actionable item.
Okay.
It has to be voted on tonight.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. It's
Who
on
told
the
you
agenda.
that? What book you looking at?
I'm looking at the
Look at
agenda.
dummies.
No, we're not voting on a item, we don't know how much it's gonna cost. When you bring back how much they're gonna cost and what they have in them, then that's what you can, I'm not gonna ask for a motion to vote on something sight unseen. No, I'm not. No, well, I'm not asking for that motion.
Well, no. It's an actionable item.
Yes, Trustee Wagram.
Mr. Mayor, two accounts payable ago, there was a laptop purchase on the accounts payable, and I asked at that time who got that laptop. Still have not gotten a response. And the only person I could think it might have been would have been the new VA, but then where did the laptop go for the old VA? So I also said that as we buy equipment, we should document the serial numbers, who got it, So when it's given out and when it's returned. So I don't know who got the last, but it was on the accounts payable.
What does that have to do with?
A laptop. I'm asking,
to vote. You
Mr.
asking
Mayor,
to vote
you
on something you don't
said,
have
so
to-
you already know how much a laptop
No, I
costs.
do not.
Well, it was on the accounts payable.
Your laptop and what they got is two different things.
I don't even know who they is because we don't.
Okay, well, like I said, I'm not gonna ask for a vote to vote on something that we don't even have.
Yes, this board have put
But
it
you
through
said
committee.
nobody about
This
four.
board has put it through committee. This board has brought it to, it's
Okay.
actionable item,
When
and
the
we want to,
board
and
brings back a price,
we're going to
I'll ask for
motion
a
to
motion.
vote on it.
When
I
the
appeal
board
the
brings
mayor's
back a
decision.
price.
Somebody give me a second. I appeal that decision.
You did what?
I appeal that decision. I appeal your decision not to call this actionable item to the floor. Do I have a second? I appeal that decision, Mayor, because this is an actionable item and it can be voted on. The attorney has said that this is an actionable item and we're to vote on it. That's what the corporate attorney confirmed. And we're going to go with corporate advice.
Hey, Mayor.
Now, this is an actionable item.
Mr. Bowler.
Okay. So the item on the agenda is approve purchase of laptops for attorneys, or for trustees, or whatever it says. If some, you can ask for a motion or not, or somebody can make a motion or not.
I make a
haven't
motion.
heard anybody make a motion.
I said I'm making a motion. That's what I'm saying. I'm making a motion. And I asked for a second one.
I say, Mayor,
I asked for a motion and I
Would you
asked
let the attorney speak? Thank you.
there's a lot of things people are saying on both sides, what were reasons maybe to vote for the motion, or maybe against the motion. Maybe it's not specific enough, maybe we need more information. But you can communicate how you feel about that by voting yes or no.
I motion to vote.
I didn't call for the motion. Yeah, I didn't call for one. I haven't called for one. I haven't. Then be quiet. Thank you. Yes, you had something to say?
Yeah, if that's the case, I want my fire department to have tablets, and I want our police department to have tablets. It says the trustees gonna get laptops.
That's not on the
That's not on the
agenda.
agenda.
If
That's
we
not on
don't
the
get it, I want
agenda.
my police department and
Okay,
my
bring
fire
it up, bring it through
department
committee.
Put it
Trustee,
on.
bring it through committee, trustee.
tablets.
Okay.
Bring it through committee.
If we gonna spend money, we might as well have them get set up properly too.
Bring it through
Okay, so
committee.
now I'm understanding, and I want this on the record, I hope it's, that they want, the trustees want a motion, made a motion to purchase laptops. Don't know how much they're gonna cost, and just purchase laptops. So that's broad. Then you have no way of knowing what you're gonna vote out, but you wanna vote that out. But you don't wanna vote out to pay vendors, and you already know what they've done. So I'll accept a motion.
Motion to approve.
I'll accept the motion that was on here to purchase.
No, it says to approve. It says to approve laptops for trustees.
I'd like to amend that motion, Mr. Mayor. Okay? I'd like to amend the motion to say that we are approving laptops for the trustees not to exceed the amount of $1,000. That means it can go from anywhere from $300 to $1,000. And I believe that's how much the last laptop was. I don't know why, but people are getting laptops around here every week. Not to exceed does not mean we're gonna spend $1,000. I put a dollar amount on it. And I would expect the IT or the finance department to bring some quotes in.
IT, you don't want to pay them.
I didn't, that was not me. That was not me. I can bring quotes.
Mr. Mayor?
Really?
We didn't say we wanted you to go buy it tomorrow, we just wanted to make a motion to approve that.
No, we can't. We're not gonna bring our own quotes.
We can make suggestions.
No, make our,
So,
trustee, I'm sorry, before I ask for a
If
trustee.
that's the case, I'm gonna amend to include our fire department to this, our police department, our public works director, and all the records to get.
You cannot do that,
laptops.
trustee. You cannot do that,
yeah, that's
trustee.
not on the
I
agenda.
can't do it.
That is not, it's not a part, trustee, it's not a part of the agenda.
I guess we're gonna have this meeting, we're gonna let the attorneys run this
What's
one.
right is right.
Go ahead, Mr.
You
Bowles.
get
Can we take these
laptops, they
motions
gonna
one
get
at
it
a
too.
time?
One
I
at
think
a
there's a
time.
motion to amend
Okay.
from trustee Williams, and that
Okay.
we can take that up first.
Okay, now I'll accept the motion to amend the motion that's on the floor. to amend it to, what is it, $1,000?
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed $1,000.
So moved.
No, it was moved by,
Second.
okay. Moved by trustee Williams, second by trustee Coleman. Madam Clerk.
Trustee Coleman?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
No.
Trustee Sack? Yes. Trustee Williams?
Yes.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Carter?
No. Motion carried. So they're not to exceed $1,000. And
Spell check.
the last thing is, and I know you guys have been sitting here for the last 2 hours. And so,
Mayor, we got to vote on the main motion.
pardon me?
Is there a vote on the main motion? That was the motion to amend.
Oh, okay, okay, I'm sorry. You want to vote, I'll accept the motion to approve the purchase of the laptops.
Amount unknown.
So moved.
And not, well, we already said not to exceed 1,000, so this is just a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by who made the motion?
You said you were entertaining the
I'm
motion.
entertaining a motion to approve the purchase of laptops.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Coleman, second by trustee Burns. Any questions? Madam Clerk.
Trustee Coleman?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
No.
Trustee Sack? Yes. Trustee Williams?
Yes.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Carter?
No. Motion is carried. All right, public comments. All comments will be directed to the mayor. Each speaker may comment on any matter pertaining to the special meeting. Who wrote this? Each speaker is allowed one opportunity, if this is a special meeting, so to do comments on special meetings. Each speaker is allowed one opportunity to speak up to 3 minutes and may not engage in debate, comment, replies, and rebuttals. I'll answer all questions once all public comments have concluded. Please state your name when you come up to the front, up to the mic. If someone please make sure that mic is on. You're pressing until it turns green. Yeah, it's on.
Okay, my name is Frank Harvey. I would just like to say to the people, when you're not paying your bill, you're messing up the credit that you do have. And one thing, you know, it's too slow about paying some of these bills. You add interest. But these people that's doing business with you, they expect to get paid. So, I mean, if somebody done stole somebody, that's somebody within the system. But those people don't know, people let you know what they charge, just like you talking about, we want to bring people back in and talk to them. Well, I mean, if you know how much the contract, the charges for that, and you let it go on, you still got to pay the people. You still got to pay them.
I am Francine Anderson, and of course, I definitely have something to say. You all have never not amazed me. Your grandiosity is just really, purely, simply crazy. First of all, let me see. You all have made this meeting, and guess what? This was a call meeting by the trustees, Aretha Burns, Deborah Williams, and Diane Sack. You all called this meeting, and you called this meeting to purportedly do the things that you walked out on last week. Remember, I was sitting here when you walked out the door. It clapped because you were walking. But now you come and call your own meeting purportedly to do the things that you could have done last week when you had citizens present. And that's long, again, my other pet peeve, since it's just comments for me. you call the meetings at times that you know that citizens most likely are not available. So today is 6 o'clock. Last time it was 5:45. And then one other time it was 6:30. Can you make up your mind? What times are you available on Tuesday? Because it seems it's not 7 o'clock. That is publicized for citizens to be here. And as you notice, most of the citizens got here at 7 o'clock. So I think you do that so that the citizens will be confused about when to come to a meeting. Second of all, since you all decided, I think I'm on my third point, not the second point. So, but since we can be confused, because that's how you make the citizens when we at these meetings and you sit here and contradict yourself. But let's do a little bit about your contradictions before my time is up. You contradicted yourself, and first of all, you got on your agenda approval of laptops for trustees. And then when you just now denied our vendors payment, you wanted a detailed invoice. That's what Trustee Burns said, you wanted detailed invoice. But I was also at that meeting when the mayor invited you all to set up appointments to come and meet with anybody, the village administrators under the old administrator, and the finance department to look at any invoice that you ever wanted to see. But you sit here and told Trustee Johnson that she didn't have enough time because it was 2 weeks to get her amendment in for something that you guys had put on the table, that she explained to you that she had something she wanted to add. You said 2 weeks was enough time. Boom. But so have your laptop been on the thing, but you didn't also today have enough time to have money available until Trustee Williams decided that it was not to exceed $1,000. So now you done spent $6,000 when you refuse to pay the people who rotted our sewage only $8,000. So you paying and spent $6,000 on yourself, but for the citizens who needed our sewage rotted so it wouldn't back up into our homes and where it would stop the main breaks, that you got a difference of $2,000. Can you pay the people, please?
No, they didn't.
David Smith, President. Hi. First and foremost, maybe some of you guys do need laptops. Why is that? Spell check. Let's start there. How do you spell authorities? Right here. It says authorities. Authorities. I don't even know how to pronounce it because I know how to pronounce proper words. What's going on? Trustees, Aretha Burns. It should be trustee. Maybe the laptop you guys buy, make sure it has grammar check also. That would be very helpful. Again, on the first page, what does it say? Authorities again. Maybe you do need a laptop. Maybe the $1,000 would be well spent. Because this work right here, this is not the standard. Trustee Burns, since you put your name on it. Now, your whole process about the laptops is backwards. You claim you don't want paper documents, then you should have put either an ordinance or a resolution through to change the clerk's process. You're gonna buy the laptops and still end up with papers. So where are we at? What are we doing? What do you really want the laptops for other than spell check and grammar check? Now, maybe you guys will look into some parliamentary law and do a little bit of research. Because again, I see two main issues. There is a fundamental problem with the comprehension of parliamentary law. The majority of you don't understand your job properly. You don't understand Robert's Rule of Order or how things are really supposed to go and how government is really supposed to function. You get up here and you talk like you do, but you don't. And for somebody like me that does his own research, I know for a fact you don't, because I read and I do my own research. And I also see an unwillingness at a certain point in time for some of you to follow parliamentary law and Robert's Rule of Order, which is sad and embarrassing. Trustee Burns just got up here and said, we're not children, we are adults. I can't tell. My 6-year-old son knows when to talk and when not to talk. I'm sorry, he's 10, I misspoke. He knows his place. You all don't seem to know your place. You want to speak out of turn when it's convenient. I don't know why you're consulting Attorney Bolden, because you didn't really take any of his legal suggestions. You seem to only go off of Mike McGrath. And there's probably a reason Olston and Sturp was not on the accounts payable. I don't know, that's above my pay grade, but again, since you say that there's supposed to be a proper protocol for everything and you need details, make sure that those details include the trustees' names who initiated the phone call and the contact, because again, it's in our village code book. Let's start there. How about that? Because again, we're supposed to be following the rules, right? If we're supposed to be following the rules, everybody should follow the rules and not just what is convenient for your purposes. That's it.
He ain't gonna be up there long. He got a party.
You ready? Jeffrey Burns, resident 25 years. I just got a few statements to make anyway. One statement was, you know, someone knows parliamentary law and state statute and OMA and so forth. First of all, you did an excellent job, period. Okay? Now, you all are trustees. Anything that you want to do, you understand, you just motion to the floor. That's it, that's all. Roll call, you vote on it. You already know that. As David Johnson said 2 weeks ago, you should never vote on one. Excuse me?
I said it's Smith, not Johnson.
David Smith, thank you for correcting me, David Smith. David Smith said 2 weeks ago, you shouldn't vote on anything that you haven't seen anyway. So now he contradicted himself again. So, again, keep doing an excellent job. And let's get back to the $78,000 that they're trying to pay a vendor who has not worked here for over a year. Let's get back to the 4 years of audit that has not been done. Let's get back to the bank recs that still have not been done. The mayor keeps stating, he stated again 2 weeks ago, that you fired the person who was working on the audits. She was fired 16 months ago. So we have a new person, so we should at least have 16 months of bank recs. That's just a statement for those that's listening to what's going on. So yeah, I am recording this so the public can hear the nonsense that some residents are spewing. And they can hear the nonsense of what bills are being brought forth that's being removed. They also hearing the mayor trying to pay somebody $78,000 who hasn't worked here in a year. They also hearing that bank recs hasn't been done for 4 years. They also hearing that the $10,000 that came up missing 3 years ago has not been investigated. They also hearing the $78,000 that supposedly came up missing 3 years ago has not been investigated. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, according to the ordinance, ordinance 2-182 of the municipal code that was passed, giving the trustees the authority to hire. My question is, which trustees got together and decided to bring this? And which one of them holds a degree in HR that qualifies them to be able to determine who should get hired and who shouldn't get hired in this village? Who has the degree to be able to make that determination and to be able to look at an applicant's application and decide and go down there with personal information and be able to make a determination about if they should be hired or not? Which one of them? Which one of them hold that degree? Because this was something that was brought by some of the trustees. Unqualified to make a determination on somebody else's employment. I I've been coming to these meetings for a nice little while now, and I've heard this comment over and over again. It's strange that today it was spoke about just a few minutes ago. Not one penny is going to be spent as long as I am a trustee here and there is no budget. But you get up here and you're asking for a laptop. You're asking to spend $6,000, $7,000 for a laptop. But the very words that came out of one of the trustees' mouth, not one penny gonna be spent. Not as long as I'm a trustee sitting up here and we don't have a budget. Oh, that's right. Long as it benefits them, it's okay. Long as it benefits them, it's all right. Because after all, we're paying for it. We're the ones that's paying for it. Out there, if they really want a laptop, buy your own laptop. Then therefore you can put whatever you want on there. And if you don't want village business on there, you ain't got to put it on there. Because you know if you get them laptop, we gonna know what you're doing. Oh, we definitely gonna know what you're doing with it. That's without a doubt. So again, shame on you. Shame on you for what it is that you have sit up there today and voted on and passed. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, anyone else?
Tanya Olivio. Hello? I'm sorry. I am a 30-year resident of Sauk-Village. And I am appalled, I'm embarrassed, and I am ashamed of the things I have seen here today since 6 p.m. My youngest child is 41, and I would knock the holy head for any disrespect to me. It's terrible, it's unprofessional, and if I voted for you back then, damn it, I hate I did. I hate I did, because you're not representing me as an African-American black woman, a homeowner. You're not representing me at all in the village of Sauk-Village. You're saying you're not going to pay IT because we got all this paper. Well, you're still going to have paper if you get the laptops, because IT is not going to be here to set you up. So you're still going to have paper. And it's a shame on how you all are doing every week. Nobody is above nobody. Nobody is below nobody. You need to meet in the middle. And if you can't do it, get off.
My name is Henrietta Favors, and I'm a resident. Speak it to the microphone. About these laptops, you know, it's just a statement. I'll just have a statement about these laptops. You know, just give them the laptops, let them do what they need to do, and y'all need to stop all this foolishness. Everything y'all, just like the lady just said, right? They need to come together. If the mayor don't bring it together, it ain't coming together. That's all I got to say. It's on him.
Anyone else? Okay, guess the laptops spoke for themselves. I'm not going to entertain that. Those were comments. But I will entertain, because it does have something to do with day-to-day operations, and that's accounts payable. Hoping that someone, some kind of way, comes to this to the finance department or whatever so we can get accounts payable paid. There's too many items on there that needs to be paid. I mean, the ones that were not paid. And we still have the vendor that's in question is also here and is going to be presenting us with a solution of the problems we've had here since this building has been here, I'll put it that way. And before that, when the other building was there, we haven't had updates in the IT department in years. That being said, I'm going to, I feel that we've had enough on this meeting, comments from the trustees, and still have another meeting to go to, so.
Mr. Mayor, that's not right. There's an agenda for the trustees to speak.
They asked for comments at this, do you have comments on the next agenda? There's comments on the next agenda. But there's comments on the next, why do you want, we're gonna try to get through this next part in the time. So if you really want to walk out at this time, then okay, that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. So if you want to walk out.
I motion to adjourn. The mayor said if we want to walk out, so I do motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? I make a motion to adjourn. I make a motion to adjourn. The mayor just asked if we wanted to leave. I'm making a motion. He just asked, put the question on the floor, so I'm motioning to adjourn. Do I have a second? Okay, and that's it. We can call the roll. The mayor put the question on the floor. No, he said if you all want to leave. And I motioned to adjourn. Yes.
I said if you want to leave.
And so I motioned to adjourn, Mayor. You put the question on the floor, Mayor. You did.
Now you know why I didn't ask for
put the question
that's why I didn't ask for a comment.
You put the question.
That's why. We can have comments after this.
I motion to adjourn.
Oh, okay. No motion. Ain't no, there's no motion. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Aren't you leaving? Aren't you leaving? Go ahead. Bye. Go ahead. Leave. Don't stick around. Leave. Trustee.
I know, but he's still got to open the meeting up and then adjourn it again. So we'll be on the way.
excuse me for just 1 second. I just want to, pardon me? No, don't go away yet. I just want to make this one, then we can all go. I just want to say, for everyone that's still here, we did have a presentation that's supposed to have been after the second meeting, or whatever you want to call it. I knew this was going to happen.
Right.
I knew that this was the reason why this was going to happen, because, you know, it's just a shame. We are having major problems in Village Hall, as everyone knows, when it comes to IT. When it comes to our internet. We have a solution for it. But it seems like they want to stall that, so there's nothing we can do right now. I have a person here that was going to bring that information, but I can't do that because the constitutes having a meeting, and right now we don't have a quorum to have a meeting. So I hate to do that, but that's why they walked out. Well, we can't even do that. No, we can't, no, the Lord, no. We can't even do that. I was hoping that we could sit for a presentation, but it was a meeting called, so only thing I can hope, and I'm just letting everyone know that I'm continuing to still work, and if it gets to the point where it gets as an emergency, where this village goes down, I don't care, I'll just have to go to court or whatever, but I'm not gonna let that happen. And I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm not gonna let that happen. So just let you know that, you know, yes, right now we have to abide by the rules and things. We're gonna continue to abide by the rules. But if it gets to the point where we're going to suffer, or it's going to be something that's going to be, your services will be cut or abbreviated, I'm not going to let that happen. We have to take care of that.
The party was going on.
So I just wanted to say thank you for coming out, and I appreciate everything that you did. You saw what happened, and I can go from there. Thank you.
But I think he vetoed it. Yes.